Welcome, welcome, guys. Wilson Road Park, Camp Jaiza Trail. A twofer. We open parks, we open trails. Today we open two simultaneously. That's pretty awesome. Yeah? Give yourself a hand. I have a lot of friends here. We've got a table of very important people that are going to bring some good words to us today. Brad Westall is the guy who got tabbed to introduce a few folks here. So those of you who know me, it's great to see you. Thanks for coming out. And those who don't, welcome to Wilson Road Park. We have a lot to get through to today. Come on up, Mayor. Kimber Perfect. Got a lot of people we're going to recognize. It's great to see so many friends here and from our community. The Hilltop finally got its regional trail. I love it. And yes, as it should be, you're in the middle of it. You're right in the center of the Camp Jaiza Trail. You're right in the center of the Ohio to Erie Trail, 325-mile long thing. And Columbus is the center. I mean, what else? Of course, right? Absolutely. We deserve that. Literally, you go down the trail here. You take a right to Cleveland, Lake Erie. You take a left down to Cincinnati. I know Mayor Ginther said that he soon is going to be going to Cincinnati to Cincinnati Reds game. But maybe it was the Clippers. I'm not sure. We have a lot to get to here, and I want to bring up. We'll start with the community base. We'll start with our friends. Friends groups really keep these projects on the schedule, and they keep it going forward. And we have two that we depend on. Now it's open. Sure, we take care of things, but now this thing is here. And I want to bring up Jody Zaranen, Friends of Camp Jaiza Trail, and I want to bring up Bill Huffman, Friends of the Hilltop. Join these guys. I'd like to have them say a few words.
Greetings. Thanks for being here. This is really an exciting day for the trail and the park. And if you're here because you care about the trail, the park, and the Hilltop, then you're part of this community and you're a trail friend too. So I just wanted to say a few things that if you want to get involved, you can be a trail volunteer through the Greenways, which the Metro Parks organizes. You can be part of our monthly cleanups, which are organized by the Columbus Westside Running Club. And they, this time they're starting at Glenwood Church. So this Saturday at 11. So this trail is going to need lots of friends to keep it beautiful and safe, and we want to include you in that process. So thanks for being here today. It's very exciting. Great. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for coming out here today. Good afternoon, Mayor Ginther, City Council members, department heads, and all those here today to celebrate the official Wilson Road Park and Trail. Today's opening is another benchmark of achievement for the greater Hilltop area and the West Side. We thank Mayor Ginther, City Council members, department heads, and all those involved from the beginning to the end of this project. We thank you, Jody Zaranen, for your continued support of this project. Many thanks to the City of Columbus Recreation and Park and its crew, because we couldn't have done it without the crew, for the great work accomplished here, and all those who work behind the scenes that we didn't know about. Friends of the Hilltop are proud to be a part of the accomplishment designated for our greater Hilltop area. Thank you everyone for your dedication and time today to support the Wilson Road Park and Trail opening. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. This person I want to bring up next is somebody you don't see in front of the microphones and, you know, out front in public a lot. At least I don't. And the Hollywood Casino folks was the first anchor that we went to when we said we need a park out here and a trailhead and we need your help. You're in our neighborhood. And from the get-go they said yes. They were right there. And they financially contributed a lot to this structure, this park, that parking lot, and everything that you see here today. That's an awesome contribution to the West Side, and please welcome an awesome individual who helped bring that all together, the Vice President General Manager of Hollywood Casino, Himbert Sinopoli.
Thank you. I was just struck by something when I walked up here, and that is how many smart people are in this audience, because I'm standing up here sweating in this suit with the tie, and even the little kids, they got shorts and t-shirts. Y'all are a lot smarter than me. I should have learned something from y'all. Look, on behalf of myself and the entire Hollywood Columbus team, we're excited to be part of the funding for this project. But maybe more importantly, we're excited to be part of the West Side. I think as many of you know that we were at one time planning on being downtown, but we're excited that we're here, because what we've learned in the nearly 5 years that we've been here is we've learned about the passion from the people on the West Side. We've learned about the love of community. I mean, just the size of the crowd today, people coming out here and taking part who care about their community. Thank you guys for doing that. It makes it easy for us to contribute back to a community when we know there's that type of love out there. So, on behalf of myself and the whole team, and the 3 million plus visitors we bring into the area every year, thank you, and looking forward to continue to work with you guys to make this a great community. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks. We needed it, and thank you very much for that. I want to switch to one thing that we've done here on this project. It's a lot of years, 3 years here. We're going to talk about legislation, a really interesting topic, for 1 second, because 15 pieces of legislation is what we counted that our city council had to forward and pass through over the last 3 years to get this park, get this trail, hire contractors, hire engineers, hire designs, hire architects, you name it. 15 times. That's a lot of writing. It's a lot of work behind the scenes to get that all in place. That's why we need a real strong hand here with our Recreation and Parks Subcommittee Chairperson. Please welcome Councilwoman Jaiza Page.
Thanks so much, Brad, and again, thanks for everyone to coming out to this beautiful project. Many of you may not know, but this is actually the first new city park opened on the west side of the city in almost 15 years. Wow. Let's give a round of applause to that. This process began in 2013, looking at ways to balance the site's natural resources while also serving the recreational needs of the community. Several community meetings were held to solicit public input to help drive the design of the new park. And as with any project, the community's involvement and collaboration among stakeholders is what led us to this success. This project involved lots of public input, including the Friends of Camp Chase Trail, Westside Community Organizations, the Greater Hilltop Area Commission, and the Weston Economic Development. It is this type of collaboration and community involvement that not only helps the city provide what residents need and want, but also make sure that we continue to invest in our neighborhoods and park systems. This is the kind of project that I like to call Triple P. It's public-private people partnerships. And this is what really makes Columbus work. It's known as the Columbus Way, and what keeps our city moving forward. Before I sit down, I would like to acknowledge my colleague, Councilmember Michael Stenziano, who joined us as well and has voted on many of the pieces of legislation that went through this process in order to make this park possible, as well as our commissioners who are with us. We have Carla Rothen as well as Dave Paul, who see this before it comes to council and approve it and are very passionate about our park system. So again, thank you all for joining us, and I'm so excited about this project.
Thank you so much. And you know, as I looked around during Councilmember Page's comments, I noticed that we've got some folks here that you should have at least a hand wave out of. One is our architect, Tim Hawk. Where is he? He's back there. Our landscape architect team that helped us, Tim Schmallenberger, MKSK. And then the guys in the hard hats, Ryder Company, back here, who built the trail. We didn't make it easy on them. Go ahead and look at the photos. We did not make that easy on them. And we have Corda Design, Engineering here, who did all the plans and made this thing all fit and drain water and the things it needs to do. Thanks, guys. Excellent teams. And our partners are here. Director Tim Maloney from Metro Parks and his partner in everything, Steve Studeman. Please, guys, wave your hands back there. Thanks. I'm sure Director Collins will be talking about you as well. Our next guests here are like friends to this entire group. And I have a feeling most every one of you have met them and known them, and if you haven't, wait till you get a minute to spend with them here. We're going to bring up our Director of Recreation and Parks, Tony Collins, who's going to talk about the things that regionally are happening here, because this is, again, the center of things. And Kirsten Carr from Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission, who is the Director of Energy and Environment. Without these two folks, I don't have a job, folks, so bring them up.
Well, thank you, Brad, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited to be here to celebrate this major connection of the regional trail system with you. As Brad mentioned, I'm with the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission, or MORPC, and we work with and for our local governments to create a region that provides a high quality of life for everyone. And now, one of our focus areas is planning a transportation system that serves all people and all modes, and trails are certainly a major part of that network. In 2015, we formed the Central Ohio Greenways Board, or COG Board, with a very clear mission: build more trails and get more people on those trails. Today, we have more than 180 miles of regional trails in Central Ohio, thanks to the City of Columbus, to our partners at Metro Parks, and to a lot of our local governments as well. And if you want to see that entire trail network, graciously, the City of Columbus helped fund the Central Ohio Greenways website. So please go to centralohiogreenways.com and check it out, and you'll find all an interactive map with all the trails, as well as a lot of other resources related to that. The 22-member board represents local governments, park districts, nonprofits, and businesses, and works together to increase trail connectivity via communication, education, partnerships, and trail development. And it is chaired by no other than your wonderful Recreation and Park Director, Tony Collins. But before I turn it over to Tony, I'd like to also thank Mayor Ginther for his leadership and support in creating walkable, bikeable, and well-connected neighborhoods to local and regional trails. It really improves the quality of life for our residents and makes a big difference, and is very much appreciated. Thank you.
It's great to see everybody here, and I know there's a little bit of a repeat going with thank yous, but it really is, when you get to a celebration like this, you want to make sure you celebrate the folks that made it happen. So you're going to hear a little bit about that from me as well. I want to first start talking just a little bit about what this project means to me and to our profession. In the recreation and park side, you may or may not know, but we have pillars that we always go back to, we lean on, the things that what we stand up for. This project symbolizes all of those pillars. Number one, first and foremost, is conservation. This is 12 acres of land that we've been able to preserve and conserve. 12 wetlands on this property that we've protected and will continue to protect. Our friends groups that will help steward those areas. It's a part of our overall conservation strategy and our efforts as a city to be more green and to provide those things for the future of our community. Health and wellness. We're about health and wellness. There's the number one most thing you can do, anyone can do, is to get outside and be physically active. The easiest thing to do is walk, right? Whether you ride your bike, you run, or you can just walk. We now have 120 miles of trails in the city of Columbus. You heard over 180 miles regionally connected for all of our residents to get out and walk. Right here now, this one, of course, is one of our largest connects us all the way over to the greater Miami Valley. What an incredible asset to our region and to our great city. And finally, one you don't hear much about is our equity principle. We want to make sure there's equal access to all of our residents. And today I can tell you an 8-year-old in the Hilltop has the same access to a trail than an 8-year-old anywhere else in the city of Columbus, Ohio does. I'm very proud of that aspect. If there's a theme today, you're going to hear two things. One is the Columbus way, collaboration, right? We talk about it often, and I truly know and believe that it is a unique aspect of Columbus and how we get things done. I'd like to recognize again some of our partners that have helped make this happen, because I just want you to really take in a moment to think about all of the people that I'm about to list in terms of their connections. We've already heard about our citizen groups, the Friends of Camp Chase Trail. Jody, thank you. The Friends of the Hilltop. Bill, I can't tell you how much I appreciate and respect everything that your group and your people, everything that you guys do for the Hilltop and the greater Westside community. Another great community organization, I follow them to learn about what's going on here, the Westside Running Club. They're an incredible asset to this part of the community and this trail. Are they here today? There's some folks here? Okay, give them a big hand, please. They truly are our eyes on the trail. I learn more about our trail system on this side of town from them than I do my own team. They're incredible. The Ohio to Erie Trail folks have been heavily involved in this operation and this whole connection from Cleveland to Cincinnati, as you've heard so much about, including our friends in Madison County who I get to work with on our COG Central Ohio Greenways Board, and how much I've learned from them. The Camp Chase Railroad was a part of the project. You've heard about our legislative leadership with Councilmember Page and Councilmember Cinziano, and all the help that we get from our council members. Our commission members, Dave Paul, Carla Rothman, and Rob Dorans are here today. We couldn't do what we do without the support and leadership of our commission. And our staff. Our staff put their tail out and work their tails off to make sure these types of projects get done and get done well. You know, whether it's Molly O'Donnell and Brad and our planning team, or all of our folks who are involved in the construction project management. I just want to highlight here real quick, this entire project was a $782,000 project, of which we received $160,000 plus from a NatureWorks grant, $534,000 from the Westside Community Fund grant awarded from the Department of Development, as well as the Hollywood Casino. Thank you, Mr. Sinopoli, for that and your help there. And all of that combination helps us extend the amount of projects that we're able to do. Just another example of that collaborative atmosphere. We couldn't provide 120 miles of trails and be sustainable without our partnership with Franklin County Metro Parks. Tim Maloney and his team, for those of you who don't know, it's the Metro Parks Rangers that patrol our trails and help us keep them updated and maintained. And again, 120 miles, think about that. We couldn't do that without their support and help, and thank you to Metro Parks for all of that. The last piece of the collaborative effort that I want to mention is you know, I'm going to talk about Mayor Ginther and his leadership whether it comes to our green efforts and conservation, or when it comes to just connecting the neighborhoods. And that's really the passion that I follow and make sure that we're there. But I couldn't do it without the support of our other departments. Multiple departments were involved in this project. Department of Zoning and Planning, or Department of Zoning, Department of Development, Department of Public Utilities, all involved in this project. And I specifically want to make a call out to the Department of Public Service Director, Jennifer Gallagher. The Public Service Department recognizes our trail systems as a method of transportation, and their efforts along with DPU has enabled the City of Columbus to contribute to the regional effort of Central Ohio Greenways more than $150,000 in 2017. I think that shows leadership. That shows that we're committed to trails and committed to connectivity in this region, and we want to help lift up the region because we know that a great region makes a great city as well. This project embodies everything that we call our key success factors, some of which include smart growth, financial sustainability, excellence in service and delivery. When I look at those components, I know that I can call this project a success. But above all, I know that it's about serving the residents. Serving the residents and making sure we're connecting our residents and connecting our neighborhoods. That's our #1 priority. Connections and open for all. We talk about it every day in our department. We talk about it in our leadership team meetings every day. What's the #1 priority, Mayor Ginther? Neighborhoods, neighborhoods, neighborhoods. And that's what this trail system does. It helps connect our neighborhoods. We couldn't do what we do. We don't have the resources that we have if we don't have the leadership of Mayor Ginther. And I just want to thank him for all that he does to help provide for us and make sure that we're able to continue these efforts. And with that, I'll introduce you, Mayor Andrew Ginther. I messed his page up.
Thank you, Director, and it is a great day in the city of Columbus, especially here on the west side, which I'm told is the best side. Absolutely. But don't tell the folks at Livingston Park, where I'm going right after this, that I said such a thing. I'll deny it. It's a great day to be here, and I am so thrilled to be with so many great partners. As has been mentioned, Director Collins, one of our great leaders and members of our cabinet, and all of the folks that have spoken to you. And I thought it was really significant that Councilmember Page, this is the first new park that we've opened on the west side of Columbus in 15 years. And we wouldn't be here today if we didn't have a champion for our Recreation Parks and Parks team and the Parks Commission in our chair, Councilmember Jaiza Page. Jaiza, thank you for your leadership, your commitment in helping us get this done for the west side of Columbus.
So almost a year ago, we celebrated the opening of the Camp Chase Trail, one of the most anticipated rail trails that stretches over 12 miles from the Big Darby Creek to the west side of the city. Ultimately, it will be a key link to the Ohio to Erie Trail, spanning over 325 miles from the Ohio River to Lake Erie. Biking is a representation of healthy, active lifestyle, and having trails like Camp Chase make it easier for residents in all of our neighborhoods to access this lifestyle. Today we celebrate the opening of Wilson Road Park, a new trailhead for the Camp Chase Trail. This is a beautiful space and an important accomplishment in balancing the site's natural resources and the community's recreation needs. What I love most about the opening of this park is the collaborative nature in which it was developed. We had multiple community meetings to get input, and public and private partners stepped up to make the plans a reality. Great community leaders like Lisa Boggs that's here, and our chair of the Hilltop Area Commission, Jay McAllister, and so many other great leaders from the west side that helped make this into what it is. As the director said, what are our top 3 priorities of this administration? Neighborhoods, neighborhoods, neighborhoods. And this is a perfect example of that focus and that priority. Building up individual, vibrant neighborhoods is key to the city's continuing growth and success. The key to developing neighborhoods is working together. The city cannot do everything on its own. Today, I'm grateful to our partners who have helped fund the park and to our community leaders who helped lead the way in its development. You know, equity is very important, and we've got to make sure that regardless of where you live in Central Ohio, you have the same access as neighbors throughout this community. That's what it's all about, making sure that every family in every neighborhood can share in our success, and that's what today is all about. To our commissioners, Carla Rothen, Dave Paul, we are grateful for everything that you've done, your service to make us who we are today, and your great partnership with the director. Thank you, everybody.
Excellent. Thank you, Mayor. And one person stands out today that we are all really glad was able to attend. Yes. And he's sitting right here in the middle. And his name is familiar to everyone here. And he has done single-handedly so much and continues to do it. And he's got a lot more to do. And he's a blast to work with. Chris Hadesy, please wave the hand. He had situations a couple of weekends ago, and his wife was not going to let him come here. And she, Mrs. Hadesy, thank you for letting Chris attend, because this is it's a great celebration. And Chris, thanks for everything you did and do. And his contribution back there is one you should visit, because that is the best brisket, soft drinks and water in town, and his crew's back there waiting on you. And it's folks, he's providing it for us. So thanks, Chris, for all of that. What we're going to do is we're going to say thank you for coming. Please mingle around. I know you got friends and folks you haven't had a chance to catch up with. Thank you very much. We appreciate your attendance.